He rescued and raised the alien teen from the scrap dump, but she unexpectedly fell for him. Compactor blades screamed to life. Cal Mercer rammed his armored gauntlet into the feed chute. Metal groaned. He ignored the warning klaxons. His fingers clamped the sealed pod's edge. Sparks flew as he yanked. The pod tore free. He dragged it onto the deck. Hydraulic rams retracted behind him. Guards shouted from the yard perimeter. Cal flipped the pod latch. It burst open. A tangle of limbs spilled out. An alien girl, fur-matted, eyes wide. Rin Tazzle. Syndicate markings scarred her hide. She gasped. Claws scraped deck plating. "Quiet!" Cal hauled her upright. Her weight barely registered. He scanned her collar. Active tracker. Priority cargo. Slaver drone buzzed in from the rafters. Red scanner swept him. Intruder. Surrender asset. Cal drew his plasma cutter. Thumbed the charge. Fired. The beam punched through the drone's chassis. It dropped smoking. Cal knelt. Pocketed the registry core. Data intact. Ownership logs. Rin stared. Trembled. "Move!" Cal snapped mag cuffs from his belt. Locked her wrist to his line. Short tether, no escape. She yanked, cuffs held. He strode for the yard gate. Guards straightened, 4 of them, scaled hides, rifles up. "Salvage op," Cal said, kept walking, lead guard blocked. "Halt, that's syndicate property." Cal met his gaze. Didn't slow, claimed it. Guard snarled. "Papers?" "Processing." Cal pushed past, shoulder checked the guard aside. Others raised weapons, fingers twitched on triggers. Rin stumbled behind, whispered, "They kill." Cal's hand rested on his cutter holster. Guards froze. One keyed comms. "Overseer, humans got the girl." Static crackled, no reply. Cal walked on, gate hissed open. They cleared the perimeter. Rin tugged the cuff. "Why?" "Standard procedure." Cal scanned the yard. Distant loaders hummed. No pursuit yet. She limped. Biochemistry haze, pheromones thick. High value. Empire banned independence from her kind. Dock authority loomed ahead, claimed terminal. Cal pulled her inside. Clerk blinked multifaceted eyes. "Salvage manifest." Cal slotted his ident chip. Uploaded pod scan. Full claim. Junk belt registry Mercer 7. Screen flickered, processed. "And the asset." Clerk eyed Rin. Cal stamped her cuff with his seal. "Protected cargo under my line." Clerk's mandibles clicked. "Illegal, she's ring class, imperial property." "Claim supersedes." Cal pocketed the cert printout, tugged Rin's line. Alarms wailed outside. Drones swarmed the yard. Rin froze. "They come." Cal pushed her toward his hauler. Ramp dropped. "Inside." She bolted up. Cal followed, sealed the hatch. Engines thrummed. Hauler lifted. Pursuit drones locked on. Missiles hot. Cal punched countermeasures. Flares burst. Drones scattered. Rin huddled in the jump seat. Claws dug into padding. "You fight them." "Routine." Cal plotted course, junk belt fringe, safe drift, comm crackled. "Mercer." "This is Factor Overseer Vetch. Return the asset, or we invoice your hull." Cal muted it, glanced at Rin. She stared at the core in his palm, glowed with encrypted data. "Why save?" Her voice cracked, outcast tone, discarded. Cal spun the core, syndicate codes, Empire overrides. "Leverage, found you, claimed you." He tossed it into a locker. Locked. Hauler banked into debris field. Scans cluttered. Pursuit lost signal. Rin uncurled. Fur smoothed. Biochemistry shifted. Trust sent. Cal checked cuffs. Secure. Her wrist bruised but intact. Dock faded on scopes. Vetch's voice looped on open channel. Threats escalated. Imperial ping inbound. Attaché Soren Kell. Retrieval vector. Cal smiled. First hint dropped. Hauler accelerated. Belt swallowed them. Rin watched him. Eyes narrowed. "Humans do this." Cal didn't answer, piloted deeper into junk. Signals died, silence settled, but scopes pinged. New contact, Vetch's enforcer ship, closing fast. Cal armed point defense. "Strap in." Rin obeyed, clutched harness. Enforcer hailed. Vetch's face-filled screen, scaled, cold. "Debt collection, yield." Cal cut thrust, flipped hauler, exposed belly guns. Vetch laughed. "Salvage or trash." Cal fired, rail slugs punched armor. Enforcer yawed, Rin gasped. "Hit." Glancing, Cal adjusted. Second salvo, enforcer shields flared, held. Vetch snarled. "Boarding teams launch." Pods detached. 6. Inbound, Cal vented plasma. Ion wake disrupted 2, detonated. Rin tracked scopes. "More." Handled. Cal swung hauler, raked the rest. Pods shredded, enforcer retreated. Engines hot. Vetch's channel went dark. Rin exhaled. Gone. For now, Cal recuffed her line shorter. "No wandering." She nodded, no protest. Hauler drifted. Cal inventoried pod guts, syndicate manifests, Rin manifests, value lists, her kind, neural enhancers, biochemistry addictive, outcasts culled. Cal logged it, his claim held. Rin leaned forward. Vex hunts me, sold me once. Passed. Cal plotted safe haven, old rig, unmarked, Imperial beacon strengthened. Soren Kel inbound. Cal ignored, powered down lights, ghosted into scrap clouds. Hours passed. Rin slept, fitful. Cal watched scopes, clear. Dawn cycle lit the belt. Wreckage gleamed. Rin stirred. Safe, temporary. Cal uncuffed her, handed ration pack. Eat. She tore in, starved, comm buzzed, Imperial frequency. Mercer, attaché Soren Kel, stand down. Rin Tazzle reverts to Empire. Cal keyed response. Claim filed. Protected, pause. Human, you breach code 47, surrender or impound. No, Cal cut link. Rin froze mid-bite. They take me. Not today. Cal stood, checked gear, footfalls echoed in his mind. Standard procedure. Rip, claim, hold. Outside, junk loomed. Next threat brewed. Vex's shadow trailed. Imperial nets tightened. Cal gripped the core, cracked its shell. Data spilled. Ownership chains. Empire front. Syndicate back. Leverage. Rin watched. Realization dawned. Human didn't flinch. Hauler hummed. Ready. Threat closed. Cal moved first. Cutting torch ignited. Prep for breach. Rin edged closer. No words. Action spoke. Imperial shuttle docked. Distant wreck. Soren deployed. Cal spotted it. Vector locked. Time. He cuffed her again. Light hold. She followed. Trusted. Into the breach. Yard guards milled below. Claim terminal sealed. Cal dropped line, repelled. Rin clung, biochemistry spiked, fear bond. Guards spotted, rifles snapped up. Cal landed, cutter flashed, dropped two. Rin hit deck, claws out. Stay! Cal advanced, lead guard fired, bolt grazed. Cal closed, punched. Guard crumpled, others fled, called Vex. Cal dragged Rin to terminal, hacked panel, overrode claim, stamp permanent, her mark under his. Screen blared, accepted. Alarms wailed, Vex's voice boomed. Exemplary force authorized. Cal pulled Rin out, back to Hauler. Pods incoming, syndicate mark. Cal fired charges, blasted approach, cleared, Hauler lifted, claim secured, Rin breathed hard. Protected? Yes. Cal banked hard, escaped. Behind, Empire ships converged, too late, silence in cockpit. Rin's eyes locked on him, wonder edged fear. Human competence. First hint landed, threats mounted. Vex, Soren, Cal piloted steady, junk belt endless. His domain, Rin settled, line taut, family claimed, no surrender. Cal yanked Rin through the hauler's inner hatch. Bulkheads slammed shut behind them. Red lights pulsed. Seals hissed, atmosphere pressurized. Rin staggered, collars tugged at her neck, no gone, claim stamped. His but now, cage, Empire crates waited in every hold she'd known. She coiled low, claws flexed. Cal punched the decon panel, jets blasted. Ultraviolet scorched her scales. Chemicals stung her vents. She hissed, backed against the wall. No, stand. His voice cut, no anger, procedure. He gripped her arm, pushed her under the full spray. Rin thrashed, biochemistry surged, toxins from the wreck, syndicate chems. Her vision blurred, he didn't flinch. Locked her in the decon frame, straps clicked. Immobilized, like cargo, she expected the lock, the dark. Cal spun to the console, scanned her vitals. Remote feeds from the claim terminal overlaid junk belt chatter. Vex's pods vectored close. Imperial shuttle trailed. Lock-on pings echoed. Decon cycle ended. Cal released her, dragged her to the med bay, narrow slab, restraints ready. Rin planted claws. Cage. Quarantine. He shoved her down, strapped her tight. No hesitation, her heart rhythm spiked. Syndicate marks burned under scales. Empire brands itched. Cal ripped open a kit, scanned her blood chem with a handheld. Alien script flickered, her species, high control, volatile, incompatible with human air long-term. Wreck exposure poisoned her. He loaded a hypo, tailored cocktail. Human databases cross-referenced her profile from the claim hack. Antitoxins jury-rigged, enzymes spliced. Breathe out. Rin snarled, bared fangs, expected pain, disposal, needle plunged into her neck vein, fire spread, her vents seized, vision tunneled. Biochemistry rebelled, syndicate suppressants clashed. She convulsed. Cal pinned her, steady pressure, monitored the readout. Stabilizing. Her chem levels flatlined, then climbed. Steady, human precision. No healer in the belt matched this. Aliens deferred to specialists. Cal improvised. Rin gasped. Lungs cleared, toxins neutralized. Blood chemistry balanced for now, human air breathable. Her eyes widened. No cage, treatment. He unstrapped her, pulled her upright. She swayed, clung to the slab. Why? Family works. Cal turned to the workbench. Grabbed the shop laser. High power, cutting tool, not medical, Rin froze, tracking implant. Collarbone deep, Syndicate special, blinked Syndicate beacons, Empire overrides, she'd felt it pulse during escape. Cal swabbed her scales, local numbed the sight. Hold still. Laser ignited, blue beam sliced, smoke rose, Rin bit down, pain lanced. Implant glowed cherry red, he levered it free, tiny chip. Syndicate logo etched, cauterized the channel, flesh sealed, no bleed, no scar, Rin panted, free, truly. He dropped the chip under a boot, crushed it. Scanned her again, clean. Vex's voice crackled over open comms. Hauler intercepted the burst. Mercer, surrender the asset, exemplary force inbound, your claim voids under Syndicate Leon. Cal ignored it, locked the med cabinet, biometrics, his only. Rin stared, expecting bars. Got security. He grabbed a tool belt, snapped it around her waist. Wrenches, spanners, multi-tool, sized for her claws. Hull breach forward, live power, patch it. Rin blinked, task, not restraint. Danger. Standard. Cal pointed, forward habitat, exposed wiring sparked. Junk belt debris had punched through during evasion. Power arced, atmosphere hissed, she hesitated, biochemistry hummed, fear bond tightened, human trusted, pushed, pods closed, Vex's lead ship locked weapons, pinged the hauler's hull. Rin clutched the belt. Clambered to the breach. Sparks bit her scales, she isolated the conduit. Cal's hauler modular, human salvage rig, exposed feeds pulsed, tool bit metal. She rerouted power, claws precise under pressure. Syndicate had trained her for maintenance, but live forbidden. Arc jumped. Singed her arm, Rin yanked back, reapplied, circuit stabilized, patch welded, hull sealed. Cal watched from the bay, nodded once. No praise, done, Imperial shuttle accelerated. Soren's voice cut in. Human, release Rin Tazzle, Imperial property, docking in 60. Cal banked the hauler hard, junk field thickened. Debris clouds masked them, he fired decoys. Flares burst, Rin returned, belt heavier. Done. Good. He sealed the breach hatch, scanned pursuits. Vex split forces, one pod flanked, another dove low. Silence fell, one beat. Rin's vents slowed. Human eyes met hers, competence etched. No cage, belonging, then alarms shrieked. Vex's pod breached the cloud, grapples fired, locked the hauler's flank. Cal moved, grabbed the railgun. Hold! Rin gripped a stanchion, fear spiked, but watched. Cal vented the pod's seal, counter-grapple shot. Yanked Vex's ship close, docking clamp crushed their airlock. Vex's enforcers spilled out, 4, armored, rifles hot. Cal ignited the cutting torch, sliced their breach. No boarding. He pumped the hauler's atmo, over pressure. Blasted them back. Enforcers tumbled into void, suits breached, frozen, Vex's voice roared. Mercer, Cal sealed, detached the wreck. Hauler surged free, Soren's shuttle circled, locked tractor, pulled, Rin tensed. Empire tech, unbreakable, Cal punched overrides. Hauler's jury-rigged emitters pulsed, frequency shift, tractors reversed, yanked Soren's shuttle into debris. Collision alarms wailed on their scopes, Imperial hull buckled, tractor failed, Soren broke calm silence. Cease negotiations, Cal cut the channel. Junk belt swallowed them. Rin stared, biochemistry locked. Human didn't fight fair, didn't fight at all, controlled, pursuits scattered. Vex regrouped distant. Soren limped away, Cal set course. Deep belt, habitat lights dimmed. Repair hum faded. Rin touched the tool belt. No cage, wrench heavy. Locked cabinet gleamed. Silence. Grapples locked. Syndicate cutter slammed against the hauler's flank. Rin jolted from the tool cabinet. Alarms screamed breach. Vex's voice boomed through hull speakers. Mercer, deliver Tazzle, unpaid inventory. Or we inventory your corpse. Cal spun from the console, grabbed the mag spear from the bulkhead rack. Rin clutched her wrench, heart vents hammered, 4 enforcers piled out. Armored, rifles cycled hot. They advanced down the docking spine. Guns swept the corridor, Vex led. Chitin crest flared. No tricks this time, human, we sealed the vents. Cal punched the spine controls, emergency dump. Atmosphere roared out, corridor depressurized in seconds. Enforcers clawed at seals, suits held but pinned. Hard vacuum crushed against the docking collar. Rifles froze mid-cycle, no recoil in void. Rin gasped, lungs burned. Cal yanked her into the inner lock, sealed it tight. She stared through the viewport, enforcers thrashed, legs locked by pressure differential. Vex bellowed silent, mandibles wide. Cal shouldered the mag spear, charged the outer panel, cracked it open a finger width, spear extended, magnetic coil wind. He drove it through the docking spine wall, straight into Vex's torso plate. Clamp engaged. Vex jerked, suit punctured, atmosphere vented from his tank. Reel initiated. Cal hauled the line. Vex dragged across vacuum, bounced off frozen enforcers, slammed against the airlock window. Faceplate cracked. Eyes bulged. Claws scraped glass. Rin pressed close, saw the fear vents in Vex's slits. Human competence, lethal procedure. Watch, Cal said flat, no rage. He patched a line to the spearhead. Data probe extended. Syndicate Cutter's registry core pinged. Unsecured, slave manifests, debt ledgers. Rin Tazel's biocode stamped cargo. Cal keyed station security burst. Transmitted the core dump. Junk Belt Authority, Slaver Registry, Factor Vex, coordinates attached. Vex's comm crackled through the glass. Retract, human filth, Cal twisted the spear. Vex spasmed. Enforcers behind him went limp, suits failing. Rin touched the window. Vex's eyes locked on her. No debt collector now. Prey. Cutter's engines flared, grapples strained. Vex signaled retreat. Cal released the reel, spear retracted. Vex tumbled free, enforcers peeled off the spine. Cutter detached. Jets burned hot, fled into the belt. Silence fell. Rin exhaled. Hauler's Atmo repressurized. Cal stowed the spear, checked her vents. Stable, she nodded. Biochemistry surged. Bond locked tighter. Human claimed, protected. Cal scanned scopes. No pursuit. Deep belt shadows held. He dimmed lights. Powered down non-essentials. Rin gripped the wrench. Watched his hands move, precise. Unyielding, one beat. Repair hum returned, low, steady. Rin leaned against the bulkhead. Tool belt heavy. Belonging weighed more. Alarm stayed quiet. Vex's cutter vanished from sensors. Station security chatter spiked distant. Syndicate exposed. Rin traced the spear rack. Human tools, human rules. Cal set course deeper. They regroup, we fortify. Rin followed. No cage, family, hull groaned. Micrometeor pinged off armor. Cal ignored it, pulled schematics. Rigs docking spine reinforced. New seals plotted. Rin handed tools, silent partnership. Vex's voice cut comms, open channel. Mercer, registry purge incoming, you transmitted garbage. Cal patched Rin through, her voice first. My biocode, Imperial stamp. Syndicate sold property, Vex hissed. Outcast filth, Empire reclaims, Cal overrode. Authority has it, your contract's void. Click, channel dead, Rin stared, human escalated, data as weapon, Syndicate bled information. Cal welded a spine plate, sparks flew. Standard scrub. She mimicked, torch ignited, first cut clean. Cal nodded, mentor gaze, hours blurred, fortifications set, spine vacuum trapped, spear rack doubled, data firewalls raised. Rin paused, touching the viewport scar, Vex's claw mark. Gone, Cal checked her form. Angle sharper. She adjusted, cut deeper. Bond forged in steel, deep belt closed in, wreckage fields thickened. Cal plotted evasion lanes, Rin mapped debris, student sharpened. One low hum, habitat cycled air. Rin sat. Wrench across knees, Cal cleaned the spear, oiled the coil. Silence stretched. One beat. Her vents synced with his breath. Human rhythm, safe. Then scopes lit. Vex returned. Cutter flanked by 2 escorts. Guns primed. Full breach. Surrender Tazel. Cal stood. No. Rin gripped rail. Fear spiked. 3 ships, armed heavy. Cal hit overrides. Spine flooded inert gas. Non-explosive, chilled to freeze. Enforcers docked anyway. Rifles breached inner collar. Cal speared the lead. Reeled, but escorts fired. Hull impacts rocked. New threat. Rin tensed. Cal vented secondary spine. Pinning escorts grapples. Magnetic spears launched dual. Pierced both bridges. Data probes burrowed. Cores dumped. Slave lists. Syndicate ops. Burst to authority. Escorts powered down. Vex's cutter bucked. Grapples sheared. Vex roared open. Impossible, human. Cal reeled him again. Face to glass. Spear through helm this time. Retreat! Vex froze, eyes wide, registry cores exposed. Syndicate Empire cracked. Cutter jets flared, fled. Escorts drifted dead. Control absolute. Rin exhaled. Cal retracted spear, sealed spines. Station chatter exploded. Slaver fleet compromised. All factors detained. Vex silent. Hauler hummed. Deeper belt weighted. Rin touched Cal's arm, belonging sealed. Silence. Imperial shuttle clamps ground against the habitat ring's outer lock. Cal's scopes confirmed the seal. Attaché Soren Kell strode through the breach collar, datapad blazing with warrants. 2 Marines flanked him, pulse rifles low ready. Kell's voice cut the comm. Cal Mercer. Surrender Rin Tazel. Immediate reclassification under Imperial Property Codex 47 Alpha. Noncompliance forfeits your charter. Cal didn't flinch. His hand slammed the habitat's central terminal. Local charter law scrolled. Article 19, neutral zone precedence. Finger stabbed, file counterclaim. Jurisdiction locks engaged. Warrant status blocked. Red overlay flashed across Kel's pad. Cal keyed open comm. Denied. Habitat ring falls under belt charter. No Imperial override without tribunal proxy. Kel's crest flared purple. Alien frustration rippled his scales. You file scraps of junker parchment against Empire. Freeze his accounts, all assets. Marine lead tapped gauntlet. Cal's terminal pinged. Salvage hauler liens, fuel credits, habitat berth fees, zero balance enforced. Red warnings cascaded. Marines fanned out. 6 more dropped from the shuttle. They ringed the habitat spokes. Lockdown stances. No entry. Charter locks held the inner collars sealed. Rin tensed beside Cal. Her vents hissed sharp. Eye stalks locked on the outer cams. Cal, they claim me property. Her claws gripped the rail. Biochemistry spiked. Fear chem trailed faint. Cal kept eyes on terminal. Stay put. He routed auxiliary power. Backup script from black market junk bonds activated. Accounts stabilized. Negative balances nulled. Charter loophole. Pre-frozen assets ring-fenced. Kel's freeze bypassed. New ping. Imperial finance node queried. Rejected. Kel paced the outer platform. Marines shifted boots. Mercer, your locks delay. Marines hold perimeter. Power down or we vent the ring. His pad updated. Freeze confirmed. Then stalled. Crest twitched. What accounts rebound? Impossible. Cal leaned into comm. Belt Charter Article 22. Junker bonds supersede Imperial holds. Try again. He didn't smile. Standard procedure. Humans navigated ledgers like debris fields. Aliens stacked edicts. Cal stacked counters. Rin edged forward. Eye stalks drooped. Her species conditioning hummed. High control hierarchy. Imperial attaché outranked outcast. Voice dropped low. Obedience phrasing activated. Directive accept property reclaims. Glands pulsed. Self-command locked. Legs moved toward the collar seal. Cal spun. Rin, halt. She didn't. Vents synced to Imperial rhythm. Steps mechanical. Door cycle initiated. Charter lock queried her biometrics. Outcast tag cleared passage. Self-authorized. No. Cal's mind raced. New vector, not force, not hack. Biological override demanded biochemical match. Humans adapted. He grabbed her wrist. Pulse steady. Human rhythm imposed. Rin, look at me. Eye stalk swiveled. Obedient lock cracked. Directive override. Family claim filed. Terminal word. Charter Article 41, found kin bonds, human salvage law, outcast adoption, biometric sync required. Cal pressed palm to her crest sensor. Skin contact, adrenaline-laced sweat. Human pheromones flooded, her vents stuttered. Kel's voice spiked calm. Marine breach teams, collar force. Boots thudded outer ring. Rifles charged, perimeter tightened. Rin's steps faltered. Glands rebelled. Human chem clashed Imperial. Cal, hurts. Claws dug his arm, belonging anchor held, obedience phrasing glitched. Legs locked, Cal held firm, terminal chimed. Bond registered. Rin Tazzle, kin under belt charter, Imperial claim severed. Filed, she's mine now. Kin protection absolute. Kel barked at pad, warrants refreshed, reclassification denied, kin status conflicted. Lies, outcasts have no family, Marines entry codes, locked, charter propagated. Habitat AI broadcast, kin custody invoked, Imperial access prohibited. Tribunal required. Marines halted, gauntlets queried seals, denied, outer ring isolated, silence dropped, 1 beat. Cal's breath synced Rin's vents again, human rhythm safe, Kel's crest deflated, pad dimmed. This changes parameters. Marines stood frozen, no breach. No fire, paperwork bound them. Cal released Rin's wrist. Bond's seal glowed green. She leaned into him. Eye stalks rose. Family. Kel keyed private channel. Imperial relay pinged. Higher query launched. Attaché voice dropped. Renegotiate terms. Kin claim. Viable. Cal killed comm. Terminal secured. Marines watched empty collars. Habitat ring hummed steady. Rin gripped his arm. Silence stretched. Deeper belt called. Cal seized Rin's arm at the airlock threshold. His fingers clamped her obedience collar. Metal groaned. He yanked. Circuits sparked. The collar split in half. Shards clattered across the deck. Rin gasped. Vents wheezed free. Her eye stalks snapped upright. Claws retracted from his sleeve. Marines pounded the outer seal. Imperial overrides whined. Kel's voice crackled over habitat comm. Surrender the asset. Breach imminent. Cal ignored him. He scooped the collar halves, plugged them into his wrist terminal. Data streamed, telemetry logs, obedience scripts, pain thresholds, syndicate overrides. Rin's hand trembled on his elbow. Cal. Watch, he patched the terminal to the public tribunal feed. Open channel, belt-wide broadcast. Every junker station, every relay buoy pinged the signal. Collar data flooded the net. Neural spikes during reconditioning. Coerced compliance codes, syndicate watermarks. Imperial tolerance logs. Rin leaned into his side, her vents synced to his breath. Glands stabilized. Kel hammered the airlock panel. Cease transmission, that's classified inventory. Cal thumbed the habitat console. Engines thrummed, attitude thrusters fired. The rig lurched toward the debris lane. Public feeds lit up. Tribunal chatter exploded. Syndicate black collars on outcasts. Imperial sign-off. Breach of sentience codes. Marines braced against the spin. Rifles locked on the inner seal. Gauntlets queried overrides. Denied. Kel snarled into his pad. Attaché Soren Kel, Imperial retrieval, on record. Rin Tazel declared Imperial property. Reclaim protocol active. Seize this vessel under Article 47. Warrants flashed across Cal's terminal. Riglians, impound orders. Marine docking clamps engaged. Cal punched the release. Clamps sheared. Habitat AI chimed. Evading seizure, prohibited lane trajectory locked. The rig plunged. Debris loomed. Twisted hulks. Spinning girders. Belt storms crackled static. Rin clutched the crash rail, eye stalks widened. Prohibited. Collision risk, standard procedure. Cal strapped in. Hands danced over controls, thrusters pulsed. The rig wove, missed a tumbling engine nacelle by meters. Marines tumbled in their breached tube. Zero-G chaos. Rifles spun loose. Kel gripped a stanchion, crest flared red. Marines stabilize and board, that lane suicide. Public tribunal pinged alerts. Junker rig evades Marines, enters graveyard drift. Kin claim verified, collar data authentic. Imperial overreach. Cal's terminal scrolled challenges, syndicate reps online. Imperial lawyers scrambling, junker alliances forming. The rig banked hard, sliced through a derelict's shadow. Radiation warnings blared. Cal adjusted shields, phased them low, slipped the scan nets. Rin stared at the viewport, debris blurred past, her claws tapped his knee. You see paths where none exist. He nodded once. No words, eyes locked on the scan. Kel roared over open comm. Mercer, reverse course, that's a kill box. Cal killed the channel, boosted thrust. The rig dove deeper, prohibited lane core, vortex eddies pulled at the frame. A girding spun into view. Massive, uncharted rotation. Marines fired braces, missed. Cal rolled the rig, threaded the gap. Hull scraped, sparks flew, clear. Rin exhaled, vents steady. She pressed closer. Family path, public feeds surged. Human pilots debris lane live. No collision, perfect weave. Syndicate exposed, tribunal summons issued. Kel patched through private Imperial relay, voice strained. Vex, factor overseer, confirm collar origins. We pull back or lose face. Vex's hiss cut in. Inventory tampered, human interference, deploy collectors. Cal monitored the chatter. Syndicate signatures lit the long scan, 3 heavies inbound. The rig shuddered. Eddie caught the stern. Cal countered with lateral burst, stabilized. Rin pointed. Contacts closing. Planned. He cued the next burn, debris cluster ahead. Perfect ambush choke. Marines finally breached the outer ring. Stunners charged, but inner seals held. Habitat spun with the lane. Zero-G flipped them. Kel ordered halt. Hold position, reinforcements en route. Cal smirked. Broadcast looped the collar data. Tribunal votes tallied. Kin protections upheld. Imperial seizure stalled. Silence fell in the cockpit. One breath. Rin's eye stalks drooped. Fatigue hit. Cal's hand covered hers. Steady pressure. Debris hummed past. The rig settled into the lane's rhythm, then thrust maxed. Cal ignited the core drive. Rig surged forward, left the Marines drifting. Kel watched his pad. Signals faded. Lost contact. Lane interference total. Vex growled. Human knows the belt. Abort pursuit. Public tribunal ruled. Kin claim absolute. Imperial assets withdraw. Syndicate inquiry launched. Cal cut thrust. Rig coasted. Debris lane enveloped them. Safe. Rin curled against his side. Eye stalks closed. Vents even. Marines powered down. Breach abandoned. Kel deflated. Pad went dark. Silence. Cal punched the master kill. Rig's lights died. Drives spooled silent. Transponders flatlined. Hull cooled to ambient scrap temperature. Debris lane swallowed them whole. Twisted girders, spent warheads, kinetic mines drifting in the belt's slow churn. No emissions, no signature, just another wreck tumbling through the kill box. Rin stirred beside him, eye stalks flicked open. Cal, blackout. Standard drift. He kept eyes on the plot. Long-scan ghosts flickered, syndicate heavies peeled off, Vex's contract aborted. Imperial signatures held at lane edge. Kel's frigate Singleton now, Marines recalled, tribunal verdict locked, kin claim binding, but Empire's cheated rulings, Rin uncurled, claws tapped console. They watch. Let 'em. Cal pulled the vow slate from under dash. Human household mark etched deep, salvager's registry forged in junker law, precedent stacked from belt tribunals, he thumbed it live. Sign, sanctuary bind, my house, no recall. Her vents hitched, stalks leaned in, scanned the glyph matrix. Imperial codes overlaid, recall overrides property liens. She clawed the reject sequence, locked it out, then pressed pad to slate. Seal burned green, vow complete, irrevocable under cross-species covenant. Rin Tazil, Mercer household, no longer cargo. Cal logged it burst direct to neutral relay. Public chain, Empire's claim shattered. Done. Rin's frame eased, one stalk brushed his arm, trust sealed, plot pinged. Kel's frigate edged closer, held station outside lane mouth, no advance. Capture tubes armed, single salvo, grapples hot, boarding drones prepped, lawful retrieval, punish the thief. Cal watched the bloom, standard Imperial play. They wouldn't breach the minefield. Belt churned with live ordnance, proximity fuses, EMP clusters. One wrong vector shredded a frigate. Humans swam it daily. Aliens computed odds and stalled. Rin tensed. Kel locks. Wait. Cal cued private tightbeam, point to point, no relay, unjammable. Frigate loomed on short scan. Drones spun up. He fired the beam. One line, target my hull, clean shot, sector 4719. Cowards appended. His own vector, dead center mass. Rin jerked. Cal, quiet. He killed the channel, back to dark. Rig tumbled on, Kel stared at the pad, private beam pierced interference, human's voice flat, no tremor. Cowards plotted straight into the lane's heart, minefield dense. His frigate's salvo punched clean but returned fire. No, human offered the kill. Confirm target, drone lead queried. Kel gripped console, vow slate pinged inbound, public chain, sanctuary bind. Household mark valid under treaty subclause 19.2. Recall codes rejected. Rin Tazil no longer Imperial asset, human custody legal, but protocol demanded retrieval, punish interference. Vex's inquiry loomed, syndicate fallout if cargo slipped. Salvo armed, tubes hot. One burst disabled the rig, board, reclaim, cowards pulsed, human baited him into the teeth. Overseer, TAC officer hissed. Mine density critical, salvo risks chain detonation. Kel calculated, human drifted dark, no evasion, offered the shot. Why, plot updated. Vow binding. Empire's claim voided. Fire now tribunal breach. Face inquiry with Vex. Hold fire. He keyed response. Beam outbound. Surrender the asset. Comply or forfeit. No reply. Human dark. Frigate held. Drones idled. Cal tracked the response. Read it cold. Smirked. Empire blinked first. Rin exhaled. He stalls. Empire law ties him. Cal nudged attitude jets, microburn, rig flipped slow, aligned fresh debris wake, masked the move, mines ticked past, fuses dormant, quiet settled, hull groaned in the drift, Rin's vents synced slow. Eye stalks drooped half shut. Cal's hand rested on hers again, slate glowed faint, vow seal pulsed once. Family locked, belt hummed beyond, no pings, no pursuit, one breath, debris spun lazy, safe rhythm, then plot screamed, Kel armed full. Target acquired, salvo launch. Tubes spat, grapples lanced into the lane, drones boosted follow-up, Cal saw the bloom. Here it comes, Rin clutched slate. Mines, watch. He slapped emergency power, core drive whispered alive minimal signature, rig yawed hard, cowards shifted. Salvo streaked past empty space, slammed debris cluster. Detonation chained, mines bloomed white-hot. EMP wavefront rolled, grapples fried mid-void, drones shredded, frigates bow shields flared, overloaded, Kel staggered, consoles sparked. Collision evasive, too late. Blast wave bucked the frigate. Hull breached, alarms wailed, Cal cut power again, dark. Rig intact, salvo spent, Kel fought controls, frigate limped back from lane mouth, shields gone, drones lost. Vow slate overrode all, binding absolute. Human turned the offer lethal. Baited the trap. Recall all assets, Kel barked. Abort retrieval. Silence answered from the lane. Cal monitored the retreat. Frigate signatures faded. Vex's chatter spiked. Syndicate rage, but distant. No pursuit viable. Rin uncurled fully. Stalks perked. We hold. Cal nodded. Hand squeezed hers. Household solid. Plot cleared. Lane empty. Quiet fell. Hull ticked cool. Vow seal dimmed to standby. Rin's frame leaned in. Steady. No sound but the drift. Kel powered down tubes. Pad dark. Frigate withdrew. Tribunal echo rang, claim absolute. Silence. Kel punched the trigger. Salvage charges ignited across the lane's heart. Preceded payloads, drilled into Hulk's months back, spewed filament webs. Debris chunks magnetized instant. Kinetic nets spun alive. Guided streams funneled slag into interlocking barriers. Space choked shut. No gap wider than a probe. Rin's stalks whipped up. Shuttle inbound. Cal tracked the blip. Kel's frigate lingered at lane's edge, launched a cutter, sleek Imperial dart, grapples hot, tubes primed, Empire's second bite. They learn slow. Net converged. Cutter dove center. Filament snagged hull seams, momentum yanked. Engines flared counterthrust. Too late. Net tightened. Slag boulders crushed forward vanes. Sparks bloomed. Locked, Cal said. He keyed microfrag dispersal. Net's inner layer atomized select debris. Shrapnel clouds peppered the cutter's bays. Engine nacelles vented plasma. Thrust died clean. Power signatures flatlined. Shuttle spun helpless, webbed tight. Rin gripped his arm, frame pressed close. Heat shared through vac suits. Household bond locked solid. Kel's frigate loomed on scopes. Auspex pinged frantic. Adachay's voice cracked open channel. Human, release the asset. Imperial claim supersedes. Fire mission authorized. Cal ignored, towed the net inward. Rigs grapples bit debris anchors. Cutter dragged behind silent carcass. Frigate tubes glowed. Salvo primed. One shot, Empire's pride. Rin unclipped, slate in grip. My turn, Cal nodded, broadcast hot, visual feed live. Rin stepped frame center, stalks rigid, voice steady, biochemistry locked, vow resonant. Adachay Soren Kel, I reject custody, vow binds me household, human claim absolute, Empire forfeited right at discard. Kel barked static. Outcast nullity, property reverts, stand down or net flexed. Cal ratcheted tension. Cutter groaned under strain. Hull plates buckled audible. Frigate scopes caught it. Tubes powered down. Salvo aborted. Kel froze mid-void. Consoles fed truth. Shuttle gutted. Net unbreakable. Lane owned. Human rigged space itself. No assault vector. No retrieval. Claim inverted. Full stand down, Kel ordered. Channel wide. Crew heard. Abort all ops, log incident, tribunal relay, vow interference confirmed, asset, declined. Rin held gaze, rejected, Cal sealed broadcast, channel dead, tow cables hummed, disabled shuttle trailed to port. Silence absolute, frigate signatures peeled away. Vex's syndicate ghosts scattered prior, rage logs archived, no vectors left. Lane cleared, rig coasted home vector, Rin leaned in, hand found his, steady pulse synced, port beacons winked. Docks awaited, Empire learned. Quiet held, hull ticked void cold, drift eternal.